Welcome to Paper Cut Crafts. Today I'm going to show you some iris folding. And these are patterns that I have collected over the years. Find them online mostly. These are origami and tea bag folding as well in this binder. That's kind of where I keep all my go-to stuff for different things. And tea bag folding is kind of fun, but I'm going to show you my iris folding. Well, iris folding is a technique where you take a pattern and you create a picture with a paper that has been folded and layered on itself, and it shows through from the back of your cardstock. To do this kind of folding, I recommend using origami paper. It's thinner than regular paper and stacks more flat on the back since you are working on the back of your paper. For this project, I'm going to do this popsicle. On the side of most of these, they'll have a number guide with A, B, C, D, and that just indicates how many colors you need to pick. And then the corresponding numbers go with your pattern. They will go in numerical order, so all you have to do is trace out your pattern, cut it out. I use an X-Acto knife for this. Then you're going to copy that onto your cardstock that you're going to work with, but you're going to work from the back side, so you want to make sure that whatever's facing up is the direction you're going to use it in, and which way your pattern is facing. Then you are going to work in numericals, so you're going to follow the 1, 2, 3 according to where they are on your pattern. Now when I do my patterns, I always have two, one for copying on and one for the actual cutting out. I'll line it up onto this one here, and I'm going to use just some washi tape to anchor it down so it doesn't shift around while I'm doing the actual iris fold. This is the back of my cardstock that I'm going to work on, so the front is laying down against my pattern paper. Now, like I said before, I do like to use origami, so these are the scraps that I have from previous projects. And I just go through and I'm going to pick out these colors. I cut them to 1 inch wide by about 6 inches long, and then that gives me the ability to cut them down to length according to what I need on my pattern. The 1 inch will give you enough clearance to cover the entire section that is on the pattern for those individual numbers. So once I have all of my pieces trimmed down, these are a little shorter than 6 inches since I didn't need quite that length, but I'll fold over one of the lengths at about 1/8 of an inch in, and this will give you a nice edge to work with and to be shown on your project. Instead of a cut edge, it'll be a fully colored edge. Just line up according to how big that piece you need. So this piece is just going to be this popsicle's handle, so I don't need it to be very long. You also want to make sure that it's not overlapping any other parts of your pattern or going too far off of your cardstock. You do trim it at the end. I just used some single-sided Scotch tape, and you just need enough at this point just to tack it down to keep it from moving around. Once you have the project done, then you can go over and make sure everything is smooth and stuck down completely. So you just work your way numerical, like I said earlier, just starting with the pattern, just follow the numbers. Since this has a stick on it, there's the 1, 2, 3, 4 is on the bottom for the stick part, and then I'll move on to the actual ice cream part at the top, and that will have its own pattern that will follow in that circle pattern that you see there. And one more quick note about this before I go into a fast forward for this project. Make sure that you put the proper side of the iris fold paper down so that you're actually seeing the color. Remember, this is the back side, so you want the back side of your origami paper to be facing you with the good side facing down, looking through your cut piece. As you lay down each piece of paper, you want to make sure that folded edge is against the next line. So the one pattern section has that line on the inside. You're going to line that edge up to that line. So as you move around the pattern, you will slowly move your way in of following those lines. You want to make sure that they are completely covered, otherwise you're going to see right through your pattern in sections and have holes. You want a complete coverage. Once you're at the end of your project, you have a center iris spot that typically does not have a color associated with it. You may leave it blank and have a peek through. I like to put a piece of cardstock either matching the project or even just white, just to keep it closed. Now I take my single-sided tape, and this is where I make sure that everything is stuck down. Give it a nice smooth surface so that it's as flat as possible, so when I put it on my finished card, it's not bulking up. This is why I use origami. Sometimes there's a lot of layers and it can get kind of thick. Origami keeps it as thin as possible. At this point too, you pull it up and then trim the edges that come over the edge. As I was recording this, I did not realize my camera had shut off, but here's the finished card. Then I move on. I'm going to show you how I did this card. This is a tulip. It is cut out of the same kind of pattern with the same idea, the same kind of paper. I just wanted to show you another variation. So that's iris folding. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Happy stamping!